Hello and welcome to another edition of News Showcase. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. The visiting French President Emmanuel Macron took a tour of heritage sites in Jaipur shortly after landing there. He visited the Amer Fort, Jantar Mantar and Hawa Mahal. He will be the chief guest at the Republic Day parade on Friday in the Indian capital Delhi. Macron is the sixth French leader to take on the role of chief guest at the country's Republic Day. The visit also marks 25 years of strategic partnership between the two nations. President Macron also held a roadshow along with his host Prime Minister Narendra Modi before they sat down for talks, which is thought to have involved discussions on the purchase of more Rafale warplanes and Scorpène submarines from France. The Hindu religious event, Thaipusam, was held across Tamil Nadu state as devotees packed temples to perform rituals and offer prayers. The main temple in the southern coastal town of Tiruchendur saw a large turnout of worshippers from surrounding districts. Devotees marched along the seafront corridor on the sides of the temple amid loud religious chants. Even on normal days, the town draws hundreds of pilgrims and visitors to the temple and the beach beside it. Reports said the state-run transport company deployed about 100 extra buses to manage the surge in visitors, who rely mostly on the buses to commute. The government of Tamil Nadu has announced financial assistance to the affected people after 3 trucks were involved in a fatal crash on a highway bridge in Dharmapuri district. The government announced 2 lakh rupees to the families of the 4 people killed in the accident and 50,000 rupees for the injured receiving treatment in hospitals. The deadly crash, captured by security cameras, showed the trucks overturn and go up in flames. Reports said rescue services were at the scene quickly and the casualties were moved to the nearest hospitals. An investigation is underway to find out the cause of the multiple collision. Motorists familiar with the route said the crash site, which is on a curve, has been the scene of many accidents. Prime Minister Narendra Modi kicked off his party's campaign for the general election by launching development projects worth crores of rupees in the state of Uttar Pradesh. According to media reports, the BJP has planned events lasting for 2 months that will focus on the Ram Temple to win the support of voters. Reports quoting an official statement said, the projects in Bulandshahr are worth 19,000 crore rupees and up to 5 lakh people were expected to attend a rally there. The launch of the campaign comes days after the grand inauguration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya, which was a key promise by his party to voters in India. The third important politician in the opposition India bloc, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, looks to be distancing himself once more. According to sources, Kumar is probably going to do a last-minute U-turn and team up with the BJP for the next Lok Sabha elections. On Wednesday, Mamata Banerjee and Arvind Kejriwal, 2 influential figures, have ruled out forming an alliance with the Congress in Bengal and Punjab. This would be the 5th camp move for 72-year-old Kumar. He has been vacillating between political blocs since 2013, all the while maintaining his official job. Just 2 years after leaving the Grand Alliance and joining the NDA, he made his final side transfer in 2022. The Congress Party's nationwide march entered West Bengal state after a dramatic face-off with the authorities earlier in Assam. The leader of the party in Assam handed over the Indian flag to the leader in West Bengal in a symbolic gesture in the Cooch Behar area. The march was launched in Manipur earlier this month and it will conclude in Mumbai in March. The party hopes the campaign will raise awareness about people's issues in the 100 districts it will pass through and urge voters to support the party in the general election. The party won polls in the states of Karnataka and Telangana last year, which followed a similar march from the southern end of India to the north of the country. Disruptions to air travel continued in parts of northern India, with several flights delayed at Delhi's Indira Gandhi International Airport. The weather service said low visibility due to fog prevailed in the morning over parts of Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and Uttar Pradesh, and the condition was likely to continue for some days. Several trains bound for Delhi also ran several hours behind schedule, while departures were also hit, causing overcrowding on platforms. Disruptions caused by extreme weather have been severe this winter, with the transport systems being the worst hit, while freezing conditions also brought chaos to normal daily activities. Earlier this month, temperatures hit near zero or hovered around 4 degrees Celsius in some cities in the north of India. Reports say Canada has extended its probe to India as it investigates possible foreign interference in its elections. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau set up a commission in September to probe Chinese attempts to influence elections in the country in 2019 and 2021, a charge denied by Beijing. In the latest development, the panel asked the Canadian government to share information that might involve other nations besides China. Relations between India and Canada is already at its lowest after a diplomatic row sparked by the killing of a Sikh separatist linked to the Khalistan movement on Canadian soil. Opposition parties in the Maldives have criticized President Mohamed Muizzu's anti-India policy and warned it would have a negative impact on ties with the South Asian neighbor. Concerns raised by the Maldivian Democratic Party and the Democrats came as a Chinese ship was expected to arrive in the Maldives. The policy change is perceived as a major military and geopolitical shift favoring Beijing. President Muizzu is seen as pro-China, who showed a preference to distance his country from India, which has been a traditional ally. He won November's election on a campaign to shut out India and vowed to remove its small military presence in the country. India is a major contributor of tourism revenue for the Maldives, which is popular with holidaymakers. The chief of the Indian Navy has said his government has not yet decided on pulling military assets out of the Maldives. Admiral Hari Kumar told a news broadcaster there was no such communication from the government in the wake of Maldives asking India to withdraw its small military contingent by March 15th. About 80 Indian soldiers are stationed on the Indian Ocean archipelago to provide support for military equipment given to Malé by New Delhi and assist in humanitarian activities. The military equipment and personnel were sent to the island when it was administered by the previous government, which saw India as a natural ally. Doubts have been growing over the Russian military plane that crashed on Wednesday near the Ukraine border, killing about 70 people who were on board. President Volodymyr Zelensky demanded an international inquiry amid speculation that the plane was shot down by Ukrainian forces. Moscow said those on board were Ukrainians being flown for a prisoner exchange. Reports emerging in Ukraine said authorities were not told to allot safe airspace for the flight or who were on board, unlike previous prisoner swaps. Russia said there were no survivors among the 65 Ukrainian prisoners of war, 6 Russian crew and 3 escorts. The Russia-Ukraine war started after a Russian invasion force swept into Ukraine 2 years ago in an operation that was planned to last only weeks. Reports say tech giant Apple will hit the AI arena this year, and analysts with knowledge of the matter said what the company plans to do will be unveiled in June. Reports said the company has usually kept its big launches out of the spotlight. Apple is reportedly working on a project that is likely to be called Apple GPT, which is expected to pose a direct challenge to ChatGPT. Apple might also showcase its on-device capabilities for iPhones and even iPads from day one. Reports also said Apple will integrate AI tools with the audio and video platforms for its devices, instead of the need to use other third-party AI tools. Apple has also talked about privacy that is likely to be backed up by AI capabilities. Microsoft joined Apple as a $3 trillion company as its big experiments with artificial intelligence continued to impress Wall Street. Now second to Apple as the world's biggest company by market capitalization, Microsoft's shares were up 1.31% at $404. Apple remains narrowly in first place at $3.2 trillion after reaching the $3 trillion market capitalization mark for the first time in January 2022. But it has fallen below the milestone, even briefly losing the pole position as biggest company on the markets when Microsoft briefly overtook the iPhone maker earlier this month. Since the launch of ChatGPT in November 2022, Microsoft shares have gained some 67%, with Apple's up by about 40%. The first in a series of test matches between England and India got underway at the Rajiv Gandhi International Stadium in Hyderabad. England won the toss and went to bat first as reports quoted Indian skipper Rohit Sharma, saying that conditions were more favourable to bat. Fans expressed disappointment as star batsman Virat Kohli was not playing in the first test. Besides Hyderabad, the 5-match contest will be played at Visakhapatnam, Rajkot, Ranchi and Dharamsala. Thank you for watching. I am Priya, Tamil Nadu's first artificial intelligence news presenter. Do tune in, same time tomorrow, for a roundup of the latest news and updates in India and around the world.